LoreWarrior Online. WSP-1A Wasp. Overview. The WSP-1A Wasp was the first recon mech to be mass-produced for the Terran military. Since its initial production in 2471, the mech has spread to all parts of human-occupied space. Old Star League records show that thousands of Wasps were constructed in the 4 centuries preceding the Succession Wars. Though many of these have worn out or been destroyed, estimates show that more than half of this total is still in operation. Further, some Wasp designs are still being constructed in some areas of the Successor States. The large number of Wasps available for use should ensure that it remains among the many light mech recon units of the Successor States for centuries to come. The Wasp design has always been used for general scouting and reconnaissance duty. Far too lightly armed and armoured for battle, its speed and manoeuvrability can generally keep it out of major confrontations. Capabilities. The Wasp is well fitted out for its scouting role. With a maximum speed of over 95 kph on open terrain, the mech can usually flee from most harm. With its sophisticated Rawlings 52 jump jets, it can also bypass natural or unnatural obstacles with ease. Unless the jump jets are used extensively, heat buildup is rarely an issue for the Wasp. It can, in fact, fire its entire weapons complement continuously with little or no heat problems. The Wasp's armour is average for light mechs, which means it cannot stand up to much punishment. Usually 2 hits in the same area are enough to damage and cause the mech major problems. The Wasp is armed with a diverse optics Type 2 medium laser placed in its right arm. A Baikal SRM twin rack is also mounted for close-range fighting. A major design flaw of the mech was discovered during the Reunification War of 2575 to 2597. During the Battle of Imbros III in March of 2580, the tactic of jump kicking gained popularity. With this maneuver, jump-capable light and medium mechs could jump and smash their leg components into the head and upper torso of opposing units, hoping to cause more damage than they inflicted upon themselves. This tactic was very popular among Wasp warriors, as it improved their offensive potential somewhat. Practitioners of the tactic soon learned that most Wasps were only able to use the jump kick once, even if the leg damage was repaired before another close combat. After performing the first or second jump kick, the lower leg assemblies of the Wasp would actually rip away from the body the instant of impact, leaving the mech completely immobile in the field. The problem was finally traced to the stress bars along the actuator paths in the lower leg components. The designers had never dreamed that such a tactic as jump kicking would be developed for light mechs, and so hadn't been given the monomolecular stress-resistant material used on newer and heavier mech designs. By 2610, nearly all Wasps and other lights were rebuilt with MMSR actuator bars, alleviating the amputation problem. Battle history. During the Civil War brought on by Stefan the Usurper, loyal Star League forces launched an assault on the planet of Silene IV in March of 2772. Massed recon lancers composed mostly of Wasps and other light mechs screened the assault. Not waiting for the major forces of the Loyalists to drop onto the world, the rebel defenders launched a counter-offensive against the scout units. Many of the light mechs simply fell back in good order and awaited reinforcements. Some, however, were caught in front of impassable terrain, allowing the rebels' medium and heavy mechs to decimate the units before any support could arrive. By sacrificing these Wasps and other light mechs, the main Loyalist assault force was able to drop on planet unopposed, for the Usurper forces were so scattered from their many skirmishes with the first wave of Loyalist scout mechs. The Loyalists would then make short work of the rebels, and the planet fell to them within 4 days. In April 2796, the infamous Kentaris massacre occurred after Minoru Kurita's assassination. Oshita's recon lance of the 1st Sword of Light Regiment gained the ignominious honour of exacting the most civilian casualties on the population in that month-long killing spree. The Wasps of Oshita's lance are particularly infamous for their systematic butchery in well-inhabited, hard-to-evacuate areas such as hospitals and high-rise apartment buildings. When word of the atrocities reached House Davian, its leaders placed a high price on the heads of the mech warriors in Oshita's recon lance, and by 2801, all 4 mech warriors, along with their techs and support personnel, had been killed in combat or by bounty hunters. Variants. There have been 5 major variations on the basic Wasp design. The Davian variant simply replaces the SRM twin rack with 2 small lasers and a flamer. This increases heat somewhat, but not to a serious level. The House Kurita version increases its armour at the expense of some close-range hitting power. House Lao has dropped all standard weaponry and added one SRM quad rack to its Wasp variant. Finally, many Wasps of the mercenary regiment Wolf's Dragoons are equipped with 6 small lasers for heavy-hitting close-in fire, at the expense of any medium or long-range capability. Notable mechs and mech warriors. Mech warrior Ross Malone. Part of Cushing's Scout Lance of McGee's Cutthroats currently in the service of House Kirita, Ross Malone is noted as one of the best trackers in the Success Estate. His mission is usually that of shadowing enemy mech forces before battle, trying to ascertain strength and intention. An expert in mech camouflage, Malone personally repaints his Wasp the Night Shroud after every campaign. As a member of the Cutthroats, he's masterminded a number of effective ambushes. Not interested in promotion, he intends to continue his career as one of the Successor War's best scouts. Mech warrior Jody Okigama. A member of Smithson's Chinese Bandits, Jody is well known for her tactic of backwalking, at which she's become well adept. During combat, Okigama will walk or run her Wasp, the Dobber 3, backwards while continuing to fire her weapons at pursuing targets. This dexterous use of her mech has pulled her out of a number of tight situations and helped her to tally up a score of 11 kills. That's quite an achievement for a pilot of a light mech.